Hi, hello. Uh, this is the second Night Hunt devlog plus Night Hunt, Fear Hunt devlog plus my thoughts on, not thoughts, my feelings on Pirate Game Jam 16 that's coming up. I think it's 16, I think 15 was the one we just did. But as you can see, it looks a lot different now. We'll start off with this guy. The Seeker now checks lockers, and he will actually leave them open for the player to close. That's a little bit funky. The outline shader I've been working on needs some work, and as you can also see, there's now some snow. Let's go over here next to these guys. Where's a good spot? Where do you place? Right here. So I'm just going to run right here a little bit. And as they also create their own paths, you will start to see that the ground starts off white, but then slowly starts to show the texture underneath. It's a little finicky at the moment, so I need to fix that. It's a little spotty. I also plan to add a foot decal or something that I can toss on the ground to signify a footstep. I also have the phasmophobic lean added. This will be removed, but I needed to see the ground under me for the, what's this thing called? The black line, the outline. I can now crouch. I can also hide under a table. He's not programmed to do that just yet. Let me switch to it. If I go here, that's the wrong button. Go here and switch the user tag. I don't have it set up dynamically yet. Look under. Save that. And if I don't care, and if I now go under the table, he will look under the table. Here it comes. So now he will, I know how to do it, I just haven't set up to change the tags. I probably won't use that same exact system. Did I just see you through the table? I can see you through the table. I did not catch that one bit. But now we have snow. I expanded upon the enemy logic a little bit. I was working with shaders. You can't see it in this level. But if I go to here, if it loads, okay, here we go. Now this is with the shaders, kind of a nighttime scene. I need to switch some of the textures. I do need to work on the snow a little because as you can see, it like snaps in and out in the distance on the road. But if we go inside the house, we will see the other shader. It kind of affects the sky. So this was originally supposed to be a cell shader, but how did I never catch that? Anyway, this was supposed to be a cell shader, but I eventually just settled on this because I like how it handles the light overall. It's much more tame and less, what word do I want to use? Not quite harsh. It doesn't, okay, the easiest way to explain what I'm saying is world post-process. If I just go here and disable it, I can't disable in-game or during runtime. this, there's a very, very clear difference between what's happening. This is the only way I can explain it. I don't know quite the words to use, but it looks very harsh. It wraps around everything and blends. So I just cut that down a lot. It was originally supposed to be cell shader, but it just ended up being this because I like the look of the lights. And as you saw also, it also affects the background, which I think it makes it look a lot nicer. Was there anything else? Nope, I think that was all. So I spent my time basically learning shaders and creating snow. Surprisingly, a little bit harder than it seemed. Well, creating it from scratch anyway. Not quite from scratch, I followed some tutorials, but I went through the effort of not just copying them, but, you know, as one does, actually learn and figure it out. So next we will go to the game jam stuff. So I will attend the 16th Pirate Game Software Game Jam. Now the last one I quit because I built a sandcastle in the ocean. I had no idea the limitations of the browser. I do now, so it will be better. Let's pull this one out a little bit. But as you can see from the first one, there was quite a bit of a fall off. In this case, the lower it is, the better. Top percent. The top percent is 7, meaning I was within the upper 10% of people who did the best. But overall, the idea, I couldn't fully execute what I wanted because of the limitations. I was trying to do a lot of stuff with lights and particle effects that the browser could just not handle. And it got to a point where I was like, nah, I called it. So then, yeah, I was considering switching to, what's it called? Game Maker for this next one. But no, I'm going to do browser Unreal again. Figure that out. Oh, I should probably do a stress test. That's probably something I should do. Nah, I probably won't. But as I was saying, there was a pretty big fall off within the idea and theme stuff. The playability, basically the same, which actually was expected. There was one thing that I did not expect at all, and that was how the menus and keybinds worked. Because it was very hard to keep it inside the box thing. I don't know what to call it. When you click on the game, a little box appears. And within that box is the game, and everything else is not the game. It's just your web browser, blank, pure white background. It was hard to keep it within that thing, especially with the radial wheel. The mouse would easily flip out, so I'll have to actually imagine. I'm pretty sure there's some type of lock that you can put on pretty easily with just like a Boolean switch. But anyway, enough of that. Artistic ability. I know, agree with this. I can agree with this 15, but actually, nah, I can completely see it because I tried to do a dark environment and you could not see a single thing unless there was a light right on top of it. But average, I dropped exactly 20%. Well, technically I raised 20%, but it was 20% worse, so I'm going to use the term dropped. Instead of being in the top 35, I was in the top 55, which is still good, but I prefer my previous score. My plan for the next one is I want to get within the top 10. That's unrealistic. but that's my goal. Realistically, I expect to be within the top 20% at the very least. I'm going to assume my best category would be, I don't know. I had such a large difference in cleverness, and I thought I had a really good idea. Instead of just like the no, the shadow part definitely weighed it down because I couldn't get the particle effects in the implementation. If I got that, probably would have been a lot higher. With the alchemy part, the theme was alchemy and I think just shadows in general. The idea was, with the alchemy at least, was to not quite do like what you think of like the alchemist making potions, trying to distill piss into gold because it's yellow or something. I wanted to take it back to Taoism, like it's really Taoism and its relationship with the spiritual body. But I imagine the shadow weighed me down, so I'm going to assume my cleverness will be the best. I don't think I'm going to hit seventh again, or top 7%. I think playability will go up to like, or down to like maybe 15% with theme, probably staying around 30 to 40. Artistic ability, I hope it gets at least 30, but I can see it being anywhere up to 50. Maybe 55. No, I figured it. No, I figured out how to mess with the sky a lot. I'm going to just dictate at least 50. But anyway, that's the devlog portion, and then my thoughts and what I plan to do and what I expect from the next game jam. Uh, yeah, that's all. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.